Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle, better known as Muse X Messenger. And today I'm going to be making a video about all zodiac signs, including your rising and moon sign. And I'll be giving you guys predictions about Saturn being retrograde, as well as just current transits going on for the first part of Saturn being retrograde. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you for subscribing. I see I'm almost at 500 subscribers just from posting shorts. So I really do appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. And going on forward, I plan to make at least a video once a month where I will be giving you guys monthly predictions. So stay tuned for that. Again, today we're just going to focus on Saturn going retrograde. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and give me 1 second just to pull up the chart so you can see everything with me. 1 second. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are coming from Vedic astrology or tropical astrology. Either way, welcome. Thank you for joining. So this is a Vedic astrology birth chart. This is the South Indian chart. So this may look a little different to you, but just bear with me. You don't have to worry too much about it. I'm just giving you guys predictions, but I do like to show you guys what's going on in the sky as well. So if you don't know what I am, again, I am a Vedic / sidereal astrologer, which means I make predictions based off of what's going on in the sky in real time. So you may be told that Saturn's currently in Pisces, but actually what's going on in the sky is Saturn is in Aquarius. So my predictions are going to be based off of that. Okay, so definitely look at your sidereal Vedic birth chart. You can look this up on apps like Cosmic Insights, which is what I'm using today, or even astroseek.com. That way you can see what your sun, moon, and rising sign is. So when I give you guys predictions, you want to watch it based off of that. So if your sun is, for example, Aries in tropical, then more than likely you're actually a Pisces. So when you're on my page, you want to watch videos based off of Pisces, right? And again, for predictions, it's really your moon or rising. So if you are an Aries moon, then more than likely you could be a Pisces moon in sidereal. So you want to watch predictions based off of that sign, Pisces, right? So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Again, just look up your chart and you'll see what signs you need to look for when I make prediction videos. So starting off with Aries, of course, this is what's going on in the sky currently, right? So Saturn is retrograde. And as we know, Saturn is a large planet. It's a massive planet. And it's a planet that deals with karma, right? Slow moving karma. And the reason why it can feel very overwhelming for most people is because it's such a large, massive planet. So this is why the karma is like strongly felt when Saturn transits certain houses for you, okay? And so when Saturn's retrograde, this is really giving you the opportunity to clear even more karmas, right? Because it's making you revisit things from the past so that you can clear those karmas. So for the most part, it's really good, especially if you have like Saturn retrograde in your birth chart. If it's direct, it can feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's worth it. It's going to be very good for you in the long run because Saturn is actually in its Mutrakun sign, which basically means the best zodiac sign for it. So more than Capricorn, it performs really well in Aquarius. So this is going to bring auspicious results. Of course, through a little bit of work, a little bit of discipline, right? Because Saturn wants you to do that. But in the end, it can be very auspicious. It just is dependent on you. Have you been putting in the work, putting in the effort towards the house Saturn's in? If you have, then it'll be auspicious. If you have not, then it will be very overwhelming, right? So that's how you have to look at Saturn. It's not this big boogeyman. It just is dependent on you, your past life karmas you've accumulated, and what you're doing now, right? That's all it's dependent on. So starting with Aries, Saturn is going to be retrograde in your guys' 11th house. So this is a very auspicious house for you guys. So this can bring you a lot of luck and abundance, especially as it pertains to your profession, career, image, status. With Jupiter's aspect, some of you guys could be getting married, engaged, or in a relationship this year. So maybe something auspicious with that happens because the 10th house still deals with your image, status, and career. So either you're receiving luck in your profession or you're receiving luck with like your relationship status. Maybe you went from single to taken, single to engaged, or not single to engaged, but in a relationship to engaged, or engaged to officially married. So any of those things could be happening to you guys right now. Especially because currently the sun and Venus is in your third house. So this is the house of ambitions, of your desires, of your hobbies. So something positive is going to be coming out for you guys as it pertains to those things in this month, in the month of July, especially because we're getting ready to have a new moon here. So if you guys have not seen it yet, something with that can be highlighted to you around July 5th, which is when the new moon's going to be occurring in your guys' third house of hopes, wishes. Well, not hopes, wishes, but just desires, the things that you want, the things that you you want, but you have to put a lot of effort towards. So this is going to be the time where it's highlighted to you the most, which will be again on July 5th in 2 days, because Sun and Venus is there. Venus is the planet that deals with beauty, luxury. So whatever it is you desire, this is the time period for you to take action towards it, especially with Saturn being retrograde, impacting your 10th house. It's very auspicious for you guys. So whatever it is you're wanting to change about your appearance, about how you're being seen in profession, it can definitely happen for you guys. If not now, then after the new moon in the next 6 months. So after July 5th, in the next 6 months is when you can see these things coming into fruition. So I wish you guys the best of the luck. Again, watch this if you're an Aries, rising or moon sign in sidereal, and comment below if any of this resonates, or comment what it is that you're wanting to manifest. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next sign, which is going to be Tauruses. Okay. So for sidereal Tauruses, you guys do have Saturn in your 10th house of career as well, right? Career, image, status, influencing your 9th house. So this can bring you guys a lot of luck and abundance as it pertains to career, profession. Something with that can be changing. Some of you guys could be dissatisfied with the type of profession you're in. And so when Saturn goes retrograde, this is going to be the time period for you to reassess those things. Reassess what it is you want to do in your profession, or how you're wanting to be seen by society, right? Doesn't always have to be career specific. It's just how you want to be seen, how you want people to perceive you is what's being highlighted for you. And so for some of you guys, in order to change how you're being seen in society, it requires you to learn something new, right? Because Saturn's influencing your 9th house. So some of you guys could be studying something new, which will help change your image, how you're being seen, which will give you different job opportunities, right? Because now you have the skills, the degree, or whatever is needed to attain that profession. So this is something that could be highlighted to you as well. And let me see, Jupiter, especially because, yeah, you guys have Jupiter in the first house. So this is a month of expansion in general for you guys. It's a very auspicious year for you guys. And with Saturn going retrograde, it's going to give you a lot of opportunities to learn something new, to expand your mind, to think higher of yourself. So this is going to be overall year for you guys to like really challenge yourself, expand how you think, and again, transform how you want to be seen in general. So during this month, you have Sun, Venus in your second house, which also deals with like consumption. So how you view yourself, your appearance, how you express your values in general, your family dynamic. So something with that is going to be highlighted for you as well. So overall, Saturn retrograde is going to be very auspicious. And if you're not seeing things come into fruition now, then after the new moon, which would be on July 5th, is when you can see things coming together as it pertains to either your family, the way you communicate, your speech, your value system, and your finances in general. So something very auspicious with that is happening. If you're not seeing it now, then this means there's some karma that has to be cleared with Saturn. So you need to take care of 10th house matters. And I would even say take care of your mother. If your relationship is rocky with your mother, if you're wanting more auspicious things to happen in your life, then you need to make sure you're spending time with your mother. You need to make sure that you're being disciplined within your home environment. So if your house is cluttered, this is the time period for you to start cleaning your home, because this is when auspicious things will start to happen for you, right? Because you have to follow the duty of Saturn, which is in your 10th house, looking at the 4th. So in order to bring in more auspicious results, you have to take care of those things. All right, so I hope this helped you guys, sidereal, Taurus, rising and moon signs. And now we're going to move on to Geminis. So Gemini, rising and moon signs, Saturn's going to be retrograde in your guys's 9th house, right? So this is a very auspicious house. This is the house of Dharma, your past life deeds, right? So if you have been following the righteous path, because that's what Saturn ultimately wants you to do, and you could have maybe felt this around February of last year. So when you follow the righteous path, this is when Saturn's going to reward you with things. This is a time period in general for you to learn, for you to build to expand your horizons, literally. So expand the way you think, expand the type of people you surround yourself with. And of course, follow the righteous path. So when you're doing those things, Saturn's going to reward you the most while it's retrograde. And so something very auspicious, whatever it is you're desiring, whatever it is you're hoping for, it can definitely manifest for you while Saturn is retrograde. And it can be something very sudden because Saturn's also influencing your 8th house of fluctuations, sudden things. So some sudden luck can happen for you, right? Again, dependent on your past life deeds and what you're doing now. If you're following the righteous path, then the 8th house won't be malefic for you. It's going to be more auspicious. But if you've been following not the best path, then you can really start to feel the negative aspect of Saturn's influence. But overall, it's a year for you to take action towards your hopes, wishes, desires, change of perspective. If you're someone who's in the field of occult mysticism or something research-based, this is a very auspicious time for you. You could receive a lot of recognition when you work in those fields, especially because You do have Venus, yeah, Venus and Sun on your ascendant. So this could be the month, especially where you start to receive recognition as it pertains to those things. If you're not seeing that now, then again, we're having the new moon on July 5th, which will be in your first house. So something about your image, your status is changing, and it has a lot to do with your belief system, how you think, or the type of work you do, if it's something dealing with research, occult mysticism. So a very auspicious month for you guys as well. So I hope this reading helped you guys. Sidereal, Gemini, rising and moon signs. And now we're going to move on to the next sign, which is Cancer. All right. So let's see. Cancers. All right. So sidereal, Cancer, rising and moon signs. This reading's for you. So you guys are having Saturn go retrograde in your eighth house, right? So again, the eighth house deals with fluctuations, the unknown, hidden things, sudden things happening, lots of transformation, right? So with Saturn going there, this means something about you is being revealed. Something about you or people outside of yourself is being revealed. And it can be either your relationship, if you're in a relationship. This could be something from past partners. This transit can bring back people from the past, or even your friendship. So something with that is being revealed. And this could be good or bad. Maybe you found out that this person backstabbed you, or they were talking negatively about you. And so this makes you reassess the type of friendships and people you want around you. Or it could be something very auspicious where you suddenly get in a relationship, or if you and your partner had issues, maybe you suddenly work them out. Like something auspicious can also happen. So just again, dependent on how you've been operating since February of last year, because Saturn's only going to make you suffer if you have not been following Saturn's path, right? Which is being disciplined, following the righteous path. If you're not doing that, then that's when it becomes malefic. But if you have been, it'll be very auspicious for you. So something sudden, some sort of transformation can be happening with you or your spouse or a boyfriend, girlfriend. But also because you have Sun, Venus in your 12th house, which also deals with hidden things, sudden things, a subconscious mind. So a lot of hidden things can be revealed to you right now. Again, if you're someone who's in the field of research mysticism, so like if you're again in the research field, if you're an astrologer or you work in that type of field that requires you to uncover hidden things, very auspicious month for you because Sun and Venus is in your 12th house. So now you're able to dissect, or you're able to find those hidden things. Whatever it was you were struggling with discovering, this will be the month where you can discover those things. So it's very auspicious for those who work in that field. Again, when it comes to relationships, a lot of hidden things, either within your friendships or relationships, can be highlighted now. And this is the time period for you to address these things, right? To receive the most auspicious results, this is the time period for you to address those things. And also, if those things are not suiting you, right? If that friendship or relationship is not suiting you, this will be the time period where more than likely those things can end. So again, it's just dependent on the current status of that situation, right? And we're getting ready to have a new moon on July 5th in your 12th house. So if you're not noticing these things now, then around July 5th, something could be revealed to you now, or something could be changing within your relationship and friendship dynamic in the next 6 months. So I hope that helped you guys, Cancer, rising and moon signs. And now we're going to move on to the next sign, which is going to be Gemini, or not Gemini, Leos. So if you're a sidereal, Leo, rising or moon sign, this is for you. So sidereal, Leo, rising and moon signs, you guys have Saturn in your 7th house, right? And you guys are ruled by the sun. So naturally, Sun and Saturn are enemy planets, right? So when Saturn goes retrograde, in your 7th house, this means there is a lot of karma clearing that has to occur as it pertains to your friendships and relationships. So if you are single, this can bring back people from the past that you need to clear up karma with. Or if you're in relationships, things can happen right now that kind of make you have to reassess what it is you're wanting in your relationship. So if you're not satisfied with your relationship, it's possible it could be ending now. If you are satisfied with it for the most part, still certain occurrences can come up that make you second guess it. And so this is the time period where you and your partner really have to make an effort to work towards making the relationship work, right? And again, this can be in friendships too. If you're single, then this could be something with your friendships, people outside of yourself, even a family member. So this is a time period for you to really work on your communication with with people outside of yourself, because Saturn is influencing your 6th house of obstacles, enemies, debts. So this is a time period for you to have to clear a lot of karma with those people or those types of events or things. So if it's your finances, this is a great time for you to reassess that. If it's people within your work environment who are giving you trouble, good time for you to reassess that, right? So overall, it's a time period for you to focus on how you're being seen in your relationships, friendships, and how you can operate in the future. So if you're not satisfied with the relationships, friendships you're attracting, this is a time period for you to transform that. And especially because the new moon will be occurring in your guys' 11th house, where Sun and Venus currently is. So currently you could already be feeling this. And around the new moon, which will be in 2 days, is when this can really come into fruition, where it becomes even more highlighted to you. So again, if it's your friendships in particular, then something with that could be changing in the next 6 months, or in your relationship. And it could be, again, auspicious or the opposite, because the 11th house is an auspicious house. It's about your hopes, wishes, dreams, desires, right? So whatever obstacles you are going through with your friendships, relationships, it can be auspicious, again, once you put in the work towards it. You have to make effort to make it work on both ends, right? And there's this theme where you have to let go of your ego, because you are ruled by Sun. Saturn is looking at it. So there is going to be ego clashes with these people, and your challenge is to let go of your ego. Let go of your ego, work on creating balance, so that the new moon and Saturn's aspect on Gemini can reward you for it, okay? So that's what's going on for Leos. I hope that helped you guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave your comments below. Let me know how you've been feeling. Other than that, we're going to move on to the next sign, which is going to be Virgos. So Virgos, they currently have K2 on their ascendant, right? So they are definitely feeling a lot of pressure in general right now, because K2 is the planet of removal, right? So they can start feeling very disconnected from themselves right now. And even people can be removed from them right now, because it's a time period for them to become more aware of who they are. And sometimes things have to be removed from you for that to be revealed, for that to be highlighted, right? For that to be the center point, which is you guys, yourself. And so with Saturn's currently retrograding in your guys' 6th house. So you guys definitely could be experiencing this right now, where either friendships are not working out, or your relationships are not working out, or something with your health in general is not working. Something with that is being highlighted to you. And so when Saturn's retrograde, this is asking for you to work on these things. This is a time period for you to go to a doctor's appointment if you have not. This is a time period for you to start either eating healthier or going to the gym if you have not. This is a time period for you to try and work on your friendships, work on your relationships if they have not been working. For some of you guys, again, these things can naturally be removed from you, or you may feel like you need to remove yourself from those things. And so this is the time period, especially for you to do that. Especially because Saturn's influencing your 5th house. So it could be centered more so around like love and romance. If you have children, this could be something with your children, but something around love and romance. So if you're having issues in your relationship, this can be surfacing now. And again, it's asking for you to reassess if this is something that you feel like you want to continue with, or you want to end it. That's what's being highlighted to you guys the most, especially because you have Rahu in your 7th house of relationships. So naturally, you may not be seeing relationships clearly, or your partner could be acting very different. Maybe something about them is changing and you're no longer satisfied with it, or you're the one in general who just wants something completely different in your relationships. So this is going to be the month or the time frame, especially where this could be highlighted to you. Especially because the new moon is happening in your 10th house of image and status. So image and status isn't just, career, it's also your relationship, right? How people see you. Because when you're in a relationship, you're usually going out with your partner all the time. So now you're being seen as this person's boyfriend or girlfriend. So this is why the 10th house also is included here, or is also means image and status, right? So with Saturn, with Saturn also influencing Capricorn, this means something with your love life in particular could be what this is relating to. So something about how you're being seen in your relationships is something that's being highlighted. Again, if it's not working, more than likely this can be removed from you now, or in the next 6 months after this new moon, because the new moon is happening in your 10th house of image and status. So something with that is being highlighted to you the most. And so if it's not working with Saturn retrograde, more than likely it won't remain around that time frame. Okay. So I hope that helped you guys, Virgos. Please comment below if this resonates. And yeah, we're gonna move on to the next sign, which is Libra. So let's see, Libras. So Libras, you guys have Saturn in your 5th house, which deals with love and romance, right? Creativity, children. So this is a great time. Give me a second to drink some water. Libras, this is a great time for you to spend with your children if you have children. Wonderful time to do that. This is a great time for you to spend with your mother. If your mother's relationship has been rocky, this is a time period where a lot of karma needs to be cleared with your relationship with your mother. So spend time with your mother, spend time with your children. This is also a time for you to reassess your love life in general. So if you're wanting to create some sort of transformation, this is a time frame for you to do some groundwork on that. Like have a conversation with yourself about what is it that you feel like you deserve in your relationships. What kind of partners are you seeking? This transit can bring you partners from the past too that will really push you to kind of reevaluate that. So Saturn retrograde in the fifth is definitely going to bring things of that sort. If you're someone who's in the creative industry, this can also make you revisit something from the past, maybe a past project you wanted to pursue but didn't. That can be resurfacing for you right now as well. And yeah, and then Saturn is influencing your fifth and fourth house. So overall, a good transit for you. This is going to bring you back to yourself, literally. This transit's gonna force you to kind of get in tune with your inner child, if you will. And just whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes you happy. That's what this transit's all about, is finding your happiness, pursuing things that make you feel fulfilled. Especially because look, the new moon is happening in your ninth house. Saturn is looking at your ninth house where the sun and Venus is. So this month in general right now could be very auspicious for you. You could be seeing a lot of things come into fruition. Sudden luck happens for you. So this is a great time to manifest or to take action towards whatever it is you desire, because you certainly can suddenly receive luck, especially because Jupiter's in your eighth house, which deals with sudden things. So this is a great month for you to play the lottery if you want, to join in some sweepstakes. If you're wanting to get like a loan, get approved for anything, this is a time period to do that, especially with Saturn looking at your ninth house, Jupiter in your eighth, Saturn being in your fifth house as well. Very auspicious, okay? So that's what I'm saying for Libras. I hope you guys the best of luck. This is a really auspicious month for you guys. And comment below if this resonated. So now we're going to move on to Scorpios. Let's see. So Scorpios, you guys have Saturn in your guys' fourth house. Hold on, it didn't change the ascendant, but you guys have Saturn in your fourth house of home, right? So Saturn being in your fourth house, this means you are reassessing what it is that makes you feel safe, what makes you feel emotionally and financially secure. So this is a great time period for you to reassess your finances, reassess your source of income, reassess your home environment in general. This transit can give you the opportunity to move, or maybe just to remodel your home if you're not satisfied with how it's looking. Saturn's influence can really help you with that. And Saturn can also bring you opportunities to earn more sources of income. So a very auspicious time for you as it pertains to finding security in general. Also a great time for you to clear up some karma with your mother. So if you've been having issues with your mother, Saturn is asking for you to work on these things now, because Saturn's not going to reward you until you clear up those karmas, right? So a great time for you to spend time with your mother if your relationship's fine. If it's fine, great. But if you haven't been talking to her or being meeting up with her often, this is a great time period for you to do so. Some of you guys may not live nowhere near your mother. That's fine. You just need to make sure you're checking in with her, right? Giving her a gift, letting her know you love her. Any of those things is going to be very auspicious if you're wanting Saturn to reward you. Also, this has a lot to do with your communication and your ambition, your drive. So something with the things that you're desiring is being highlighted right now. And with Saturn being your fourth house, Saturn can absolutely give it to you, but it's requiring for you to put in the self-effort. When you put in self-effort, this is when stability comes. This is when happiness comes. So it's a great time period for you to pursue anything creative, because third house deals with creativity. If there's something from the past you wanted to launch, like if you're a writer, if you're wanting to launch your own book, or if you're wanting to do something in media or marketing, this can be the time period where something from that gets revisited now. Maybe an idea you had a long time ago is being revisited now, and this can be the time period where you may launch that thing or start to pursue it again. So a very auspicious time for you to do that, and also an auspicious time for you to spend with your sibling. If you've been having issues with your siblings, this is a great time period for you to work on your relationship with them. Also, new moon is happening in your eighth house starting July 5th. So this is the house of hidden things, the unknown, sudden things happening, sudden transformation. So some sort of sudden transformation with your mother could be happening, or even your sibling. So it could be auspicious for them. And this is also the time frame, again, for you to work on transforming your relationship with your mother and with your sibling, or transforming what it is that you're desiring, what it is that makes you feel safe. This is the time period for you to really start taking action towards those things, because Saturn's giving you the opportunity to do so, but Saturn wants you to work. Saturn wants you to be disciplined. So when you put in the effort, right, especially the eighth house, this is about efforts too. When you put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, this is when you're going to be most rewarded for it. So if you have not seen those things come into fruition now, you will after the new moon, July 5th, in the next 6 months. So after July 5th is really the opportunity where you can transform any of these areas of your life. Again, fourth house and third house. So yeah, definitely put in the work, definitely put in the effort. And I hope this resonated with you guys. So again, sidereal Scorpio risings, this was for you. Please comment below if this resonates. And now we're going to move on to the next sign, which is going to be Sagittarius's. And so Sagittarius is, you guys have Saturn currently in your third house, right? So the third house, again, deals with your self-efforts. It deals with your siblings, the way you communicate, right? The way you convey your message to people. So something with that is being highlighted. There could be situations that occur where your communication is being tested. Maybe people come to you and start speaking to you in a very negatively way or a very rude way, or people just try and trigger you. People try to get to the best of you. And this is the time period where you're being challenged to work on your communication, because some people can get you out of character, but you have to learn to take the high road. So something with your communication, and this could be with your family in particular, is being highlighted. So you need to work on your communication. You need to work on expressing your values, your standards with your family, like what is acceptable and what is not. So your boundaries is the word I'm trying to say. This is a time period for you to work on your boundaries with your family if they have been giving you issues. So work on your communication. Also a great time, again, if you're in media, this is a good time for you to start a project. If you're wanting to write something, if you're wanting to launch a product or market something on social media, this is a good time period for you to do the groundwork. So start working on that now. Because it can be very auspicious for you, especially in the next 6 months after the new moon, which will be happening in your 7th house of business. So very auspicious when it comes to those things. But overall, it's definitely a good time period for you to work on your communication with your family, to work on finding new sources of income through your hobbies, because Saturn's in your 3rd house of hobbies. So if you're wanting to transform the type of work you do, how you're being seen, then this is a time period for you to work on your hobby. Start mastering the things that you love so that you can make them a business, right? Saturn's in your 2nd house of business. New moon's happening in your 7th house, which also deals with business. So this gives you the time period, or this is giving you the opportunity to take action towards those things. Again, you can see it manifest the most in the next 6 months after July 5th, if you have not seen it now. So I hope that resonates for you guys, Sagittarius. Is a great transit for you guys as well. Comment below if this resonates. And we're going to move on to the next sign, which is Capricorn. We're almost there. So Capricorns, you guys have the Saturn retrograding in your 2nd house, which deals with, again, family, finances, business, resources, right? What makes you feel safe, what gives you sustenance. And so with Saturn going retrograde in your 2nd house, this means this is a time period for you to reevaluate your finances, right? So if you've been noticing that you've have less money because you've been spending it on things that you don't need to spend it on, this can be highlighted to you the most right now. So this is a time period for you to become more structured, to better plan how you want to disperse your finances. This is also a good time period for you to work on your self-worth, because 2nd house deals with your communication, right? Your speech. So if you feel like you're not worthy, or you're not worthy of being seen or being heard, this is a time period for you to work on that, right? Work on your self-worth, work on how you want to be seen in the world, how you want to convey your message, how you want people to perceive you after you convey your message to the world. But yeah, overall, it has a lot to do with your finances, and especially because you are ruled by Saturn. Saturn is influencing your 1st house. So every aspect of your life is being reassessed. Every aspect of your life is being restructured. This is what you're meant to do while Saturn is retrograde. And yeah, and then also because the let's see, currently Saturn's looking at your 6th house. So right now in this month, especially, something with the type of work environment you're in or your finances is being highlighted to you now. This is a great time period for you to work on your debts, to work on the type of work environment you're in, or work on your health as well, your health, and work on your day-to-day routine. So if you feel like your routine is very disorganized, this is a great time period for you to become more structured on that, as well as with your finances and your health. So if you've been having any health issues, right now is the perfect month, because Sun and Venus is in your 6th house. This is highlighting this for you. Saturn is also influencing this. So this is a great time period for you to work on your health and your overall routine. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys. And yeah, comment below Capricorn, rising and moon signs if this did resonate. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that in the next 6 months, again, we're having the new moon in your 6th house, right? So if you're not seeing anything come into fruition now as it pertains to the work you do, the finance, how much money you're making, in the next 6 months, you have the opportunity to transform that, to change the type of routine you're in, to change the type of work environment you're in, to change your finances. This is what's going to be highlighted to you the most after July 5th. So again, I hope this resonated with you guys, Capricorn, rising and moon signs. And now we're going to move on to Capricorns. So Capricorns, you guys currently have the Saturn retrograding in your first house, right? Because Saturn's in sidereal Aquarius. So as of February of last year, Saturn has been in your first house, which means there's been a lot of responsibility you've had to take. There's been a lot of pressure you could have felt from Saturn. And so now Saturn's telling you, hey, this is the time period for you to revisit this again. Saturn's basically testing you. When Saturn was there direct, it was telling you, hey, yep, this is your time period to get responsible, to become serious. And now Saturn's testing you. Let's give you some scenarios that happened last year, right? February, to see if you've learned the lesson. So this is what you guys are experiencing, is something from February 2023 is being revisited. And it's because you're being asked to well, Saturn is basically testing you to see if you've mastered this, to see if you've learned the lessons. And for you guys, this is in your first house. So again, this has a lot to do with every aspect of your life, which is why it can feel very heavy for you guys, right? And it has a lot to do with your self-worth, your subconscious fears, your finances, right? Because the 12th house deals with those hidden things. So Saturn's going to test you by bringing back occurrences that may have happened for you last year in February, because it wants to test you. It wants to see if you've learned the lessons. It wants to see if you've grown from those experiences, because the 12th house deals with fears, subconscious mind, past traumas. So some of those things can be resurfacing now, because Saturn wants to make sure you learn the lesson so that you can create your own structure in your life, because the 12th house isn't the house of structure, right? It's the house where things can feel like they're falling apart, but your job is to create that structure. Your job isn't supposed to be allowing those past things to control the trajectory of your life, right? You have to take responsibility for them and find a new and create your own chapter, create your own book for yourself, right? So this is what Saturn is testing you guys to do. And for some of you guys, this could have something to do with your love life, because Saturn is also influencing your fifth house, right? So right now, what could be highlighted to you the most is something dealing with love matters, something dealing with your creativity, your children, right? So this could bring right now in this month someone from your past, someone that you were romantically involved with from your past. And if it was a toxic relationship, there's a reason why it brought you the toxic relationship, because the 12th house, again, deals with past traumas. So Saturn's bringing that to you so you can reassess, reevaluate, relearn the lessons that you gained from it. It wants to make sure you've learned the lessons, because if this was a toxic relationship, then this means it's not anything that's no longer serving you. It's not serving you anymore. So Saturn's bringing that occurrence back so that you can like heal that. You can make sure that you've learned the lessons so that in the future you can attract a more healthier romantic connection, right? So this is what could be happening right now in this month. So especially on July 5th, we're going to have the new moon in your fifth house. So something with that can be highlighted the most in the next 6 months. So if you've learned the lesson, Saturn can be bringing you into a relationship, one that's more authentic to you, one that brings you a partner who sees your self-worth, right? Because with Saturn being your 12th house, this means a lack of self-worth. So the partner that you bring in now can be someone who sees you for who you want to be seen, but it's dependent on you, because Saturn's in your first house. So when you become aware of who you are, how you want to be treated when it comes to love matters, this is when a new stable relationship can come in for you guys. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys. And also a great time for spirituality, an excellent time for spirituality. So either go to a counselor, right? If any subconscious fears or traumas are coming up now, this is a great time for you to go seek therapy, or to even become more like spiritual, to start seeing the philosophical aspect of whatever's occurred in your life. A great time for you to either like purchase a course on those things, or maybe read about it, read like a self-help book. Excellent time for you to do that as well. So I hope this helped you guys, Aquariuses. Comment if you're Aquarius rising and moon sign. Let me know if this resonated. And now we're moving off to the last sign, which is Pisces. So here we go. So Pisces, you guys are going through a Sadasati just like Aquarius is, right? And your guys is just started. So Pisces, with Saturn being your 12th house, it's also similar, where something about your self-worth, something about past traumas, hidden fears of subconscious mind is being highlighted to you guys the most. So a lot of occurrences could have happened February of last year that triggered these things, right? And so now that Saturn's retrograde, it's testing you. It's wanting to make sure it's learned the lessons. It's wanting to make sure that you've learned the lessons of those things, right? And so right now, this could have a lot to do with either your friendships, your hopes, wishes, and desires. So with Saturn being your 12th house, especially with Rahu in your first, you guys could really be having like limiting beliefs right now. You may not be seeing things clearly. specifically yourself. You may not be seeing yourself clearly. And so what's happening is this is suppressing you from your hopes, wishes, and desires. So Saturn wants you to work on these things, work on your hidden fears, work on your insecurities so that you can be blessed where the 11th house is, right? Because Saturn's influencing your 11th house, which deals with your hopes, wishes, manifestations coming true. But you have to first work on those hidden parts of yourself, those insecurities that you have, okay? Especially with Rahu in your first house, keep in mind, you may not be seeing yourself clearly. So you have to kind of fight through that, work on seeing yourself in a different way, in a more positive way, optimistic way, because when you do that, this is when hopes, wishes, and manifestations can come for you right now. And especially because the new moon's in your fourth house. So again, this further implies that what makes you feel emotionally and financially secure is being highlighted the most. So this is definitely a time period for you to really work on your self-worth, healing those things so that comfort, security can come to you in the next 6 months. So I hope this helped you guys, Pisces. So that is my reading for all the signs. I hope this helped and I hope it resonated. Please comment down below your rising and moon sign. Again, I want to do monthly readings like this. So let me know if you guys liked it. Please give me your feedback. If there's anything in particular you want me to make videos on, please comment that below. But yes, this is my first YouTube video. So I'm excited to keep this going. And definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye. And follow me on all socials.